Very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Raksha Mishra with you. We start with news coming in from the valley. Now, this is another encounter that we're talking about here. Two terrorists have been neutralized in an encounter with the security forces in Shangu's Larnu area of Anantnag district in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the operation, which began near Halkan Gully, led to the death of one foreign and one local terrorist, though their affiliations are yet to be ascertained. And this happened on Saturday when another intense encounter broke out in the Khania region, where top Pakistan commander of Lashkar-e-Taiba was eliminated. Two central CRPF jawans and two policemen were injured in this encounter. They were taken to the Army's 92 base hospital and their condition is said to be stable.
Two terrorists were gunned down by security forces during an encounter in the Anantnag district on Saturday. The gun battle broke out after security forces initiated an anti-terrorist operation in the area. Army officers gave the details of the search operation and the encounter in a press conference.
हल्कन गली पे हमारे सतर्क जवानों ने टेररिस्ट का मूवमेंट नोटिस किया और जैसे ही टेररिस्ट पास आए उन्हें कवर में रहते हुए चैलेंज किया। टेररिस्ट ने अंधाधुंध फायर शुरू कर दिया और हमारे सतर्क जवानों ने बहुत ही बहादुरी और संयम से इस ऑपरेशन को अंजाम दिया और इसमें दोनों टेररिस्ट को मार गिराया। दोनों टेररिस्ट के पास से भारी मात्रा में हथियार और गोला बारूद बरामद हुआ है, जिसमें M4 राइफल, AK-47 राइफल, ग्रेनेड्स, 3 IDs और भारी तादाद में एमिनेशन मिला है।
Anantnag encounter came hours after a similar encounter broke out in Srinagar's Khania area. Bags of terrorists were also recovered in Khaniar and 4 of our officers were injured. Saturday's attack marks the 4th terrorist-related incident in the Kashmir Valley in last 1 week. Amidst the escalating terror situation in Kashmir Valley, Farooq Abdullah has batted for Pakistan again. Farooq Abdullah has questioned if there is an agency involvement behind the terror attacks and if agencies are involved to destabilize the Omar Abdullah government. He also questioned.
इस बात में ये कहूँगा कि इस पर तहकीकात होनी चाहिए, हो कैसे रहा है। इसके बजाय कि इनको मारें, इनको पकड़ना चाहिए और पकड़ के हमें मालूम करना चाहिए कौन इनके पीछे। कोई ऐसी एजेंसी तो पीछे नहीं है जो उमर अब्दुल्ला को डिस्टेबलाइज करना चाहते हैं।
Farooq's statement comes after a few days where he had taken a tough stance against Pakistan.
पाकिस्तान के हुक्मरानों से ये कहना चाहता हूँ, अगर वो सचमुच हिंदुस्तान से दोस्ती चाहते हैं तो फिर ये बंद कीजिए। कश्मीर पाकिस्तान नहीं बनेगा, नहीं बनेगा, नहीं बनेगा।
The twin encounters mark a massive victory for our security forces who have been engaged in multiple search operations amidst rising terror incidents in Kashmir.
And my colleague Rawat is joining us live with the broadcast from Srinagar right now. Rawat, well, this is another encounter and we've seen this back-to-back terror strikes in the past few months, and also the operation All Out is also underway in full swing. Latest coming in from Anantnag, where 2 terrorists have been eliminated by the forces. Tell us more details, what you're picking up on that.
Rakshita, this is a win for the forces, as we have seen that the back-to-back terror incidents are taking place in the Kashmir Valley from last couple of days, and we have seen the multiple terror incidents from Srinagar to other parts of the Jammu and Kashmir, and this operation comes exact after when the terrorists came and targeted the non-local civilians in the Budgam area. Then after we have seen that the multiple operations were launched by the joint security forces after receiving the credible intelligence inputs that there is presence of some terrorists in the multiple areas from the North Kashmir, Central Kashmir and the South Kashmir, and this is the successful operation in the Anantnag district, where we have seen that in the shortest span of the time that the two terrorists who was gunned down by the joint security forces, also a huge kg of arms ammunition have been recovered. And also, if we'll talk about the Srinagar operation, which started yesterday morning after receiving the intelligence-based inputs, the operation was launched by the cargo wing of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, which is a specialist team for the anti-terror operations launched in the Khanya Srinagar, and they have neutralized one terrorist. So total, if we'll talk about yesterday's operations, three highly trained terrorists killed by the joint security forces. Also, a huge kg of arms ammunition have been recovered from the killed terrorists. So, in fact, this is the big win for the forces after back-to-back target killings in the Kashmir that take place in the Gagangir area of Ganderbal, or we will talk about the Gulmarg's Botapatri, where my army vehicle was targeted by the terrorists. So all the things comes after back-to-back terror attacks was taking place, and it was the intelligence-based input. Overall, the high tightened security is still maintained by the forces along the line of control as the intelligence-based inputs have been received by the security agencies continuously that there are still attempts by the Pakistan-based terrorists to target the forces or non-local civilians in the Kashmir Valley. For precautionary measures, security have been beefed up at the sensitive areas and where the laborers are staying. And for that purpose, we have seen that the multiple patrollings and the daily routines drills are being done by the joint security forces. In fact, the operation is also underway in the North Kashmir's Bandipora after the gunshots were heard yesterday, and it's day two, and the coordinated search operation is still underway. In fact, if we'll talk about all the anti-terror operations right now which are going in the Kashmir Valley are the four anti-terror operations. The first operation we started in the Bandipora, that two is still underway, and the second operation which started in the Srinagar city, we have seen yesterday the combing operation was done by the joint security forces. Also, the area is being sanitized by the joint security forces for the movement of civilians and other things. And same, if we'll talk about yesterday's another operation in the Anantnag district, where we have seen that the two terrorists were neutralized by the joint security forces. In fact, the coordinated search operation is also underway in the Jammu region's Poonch. So, in fact, the mega anti-terror operation is underway all over the Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, Rakshita.
Right, Arnab. In fact, please stay on with us because we are getting in reaction from the former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, SP Vaid. Let's take a listen in.
देखिए कश्मीर में पिछले कुछ दिनों से जब से नई सरकार उमर अब्दुल्ला की गवर्नमेंट इलेक्शन जीत कर आई है तो ये इंसिडेंट होने शुरू हुए हैं और इसमें ज़्यादातर फॉरेन टेररिस्ट हैं। लोकल टेररिस्ट जम्मू में तो है ही नहीं कोई भी, ये सारे फॉरेन टेररिस्ट थे। लेकिन कश्मीर में भी आज लोकल टेररिस्ट का नंबर बहुत कम है, 2 डिजिट में आ गया है, बहुत कम है। ज़्यादातर ये फॉरेन टेररिस्ट हैं। तो ये सारा बेसिकली मुझे लगता है पाकिस्तान की डीप स्टेट की तरफ से कोशिश है कि पूरा सिस्टम को डिस्टेबलाइज किया जाए, डर का माहौल दोबारा पैदा किया जाए, क्योंकि जिस तरह से लोगों ने पोलिंग की पार्लियामेंट में और असेंबली में, उसमें दिखता था डर नहीं है जो पिछले 30-35 सालों से इन्होंने बना के रखा था।
And Rawat, we just heard the former DGP also talking about how right after even, Umar Abdullah took charge as the chief minister, we see these attacks continuing. And we also see the contrast between Farooq Abdullah's, stance on the terrorists before the elections and after elections. And we saw the uproar that has unfolded over his remarks that do not kill terrorists now. And also he at the same time hints at a larger conspiracy and calls for an independent probe. While we do understand there's one of the terrorists are foreign who have been involved in these in such firefights, in such encounters, in such attacks, but we do see that the politics around this by the Abdullahs is the same old as we saw across the decades.
Absolutely, Rakshita, and this is not the big thing for the Farooq Abdullah for changing their stand. We have yesterday seen that the Farooq Abdullah statement in which he has said that the terrorists don't kill the terrorists, catch them alive. And also, this is not the new thing here in the Kashmir Valley for the Farooq Abdullah. Just if we'll go back just 1 week, and Farooq Abdullah said that time that the Kashmir will not become the Pakistan. And after just 2 to 3 days, he has changed his stand, and he's saying that don't kill, and we can't blame the the Pakistan all the time, it clearly indicates that the Farooq Abdullah is having a soft corner for the Pakistan-based terrorists in the Kashmir Valley, as we have seen. Instead of the appreciation for the forces, he is questioning the forces for their Operation All Out in the Kashmir Valley. So it indicates that the Farooq Abdullah and other politicians, they are having the sympathies for these kind of terrorists, as he has yesterday said that the don't kill the terrorist who is in the operation in the Srinagar Khandia. So this is a big statement that came yesterday from the Farooq Abdullah. In fact, not a surprising statement by the Farooq Abdullah. Rakshita.
Thanks so much for joining us. For those updates coming in, viewers, we'll get you more reactions. Nalin Kohli of the BJP has also reacted on what's been happening in Jammu and Kashmir and Farooq Abdullah's controversial statement. Listen in.
The question that is coming up is logical, that perhaps there is a conspiracy to somehow show or destabilize the functioning of the government, but our security forces, the army, the paramilitary forces, the Jammu Kashmir police will give a strong, befitting reply to anyone who tries to bring violence there and who has these nefarious designs. Additionally, there is need for political parties to reflect that in raising questions in the political space, they must not inadvertently strengthen the hands of those enemies of India and these terrorist organizations who wish to somehow create an atmosphere of uncertainty.